Hey guys, welcome back to Perfect Coding, and today we will be making an anagram generator in today's video. Let's get started with the video now. So first what we want to do is we want to import a package called random, because we want to randomly pick words from a file that I'm going to show you. Now we're going to introduce a variable called file underscore obj, which is file object, and then we're going to set that to open of words.txt, and this is basically just setting this file up to be in a readable format for us to extract data from it. Now we're going to introduce another variable called file data, and then we're going to set that to file underscore object dot read, and then brackets. Now what this line basically does is it reads this file here. It extracts the data from it, every single word. Now we're just going to introduce another variable called lines, which is equal to file data dot split lines, and then brackets. Now what this line basically does is it splits this data into lines, like it splits it into a list by every single line. Now we're going to introduce another small variable called test, and we set that to true for the while loop, which is now here. So while test is equal to true, and then we enter the loop, and then we introduce another variable called pick, which we set to lines, which is this variable here, the variable that split everything by lines, by a new line, into a list. And since it's a list, we can use square brackets and put inside random, which we imported here, dot rand range 0, 976. Now this is 976 because that's how many words there are in this file words.txt. Now you can add any more words you want, but make sure you put that number of words here and add 1 to the number of words, because it's always going to be 1 more than the words you have. Now we introduce another variable called letter, and we set that to list of pick. Now this pick variable basically just picks a random word from this file here, from lines, from the lines variable, and now this variable here, it splits that word into letters so we can jumble the letters around. So to jumble the letters around, we must use random, again imported here, dot shuffle of letter. Now this basically just jumbles up the letters in this list we created in letter here. And now we print an empty double quotes and then you put dot join of letter. Now what this basically does is it just prints a word, a normal word which is not in the list format. And now we print enter end capital L loop to stop. Just so, and it has to be end loop because we want it to be unique, and make sure it's not a word in the words.txt we have here. Now what this basically is saying is you can enter end loop to just stop it and not just keep on looping the word again and again. You can just exit the while loop, and we're going to come on to how to stop that in a bit. And now we're going to introduce another variable called user inp. I'm going to set that to the input of your guess. And now we're going to introduce an if condition. If user inp is equal to pick, then print you got it right. And then we're going to put an else if the user inp is equal to end loop, which we started here. So if the user input is end loop, then you break the loop, which basically just stops the whole loop and just ends everything. And now we're just gonna put else print you got it wrong. And then the correct answer was and then we're going to go outside those double quotes, comma, and then pick, comma, and in double quotes you just put a full stop just to make it formal. And that is basically it. Now let's test it out. So it says AARE, which is jumbled up, which we want it to be. Now the word could be anything. So we can just put area, and it says you got it right, and it just starts again. Now say I got it wrong, like I put YOUR, which is right. I'd say I got it wrong, which I would just put YBOD. It says you got it wrong, and the correct answer was body. And now if you just want to exit the loop and just want to end it, just put end loop, and it exits the loop. Now you can't do it anymore. You have to run it again to do it. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed my methods. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.